So I will first be talking about AD, Frankie, the Titan exploration and what happened there. But I just want to talk about summer dishes. I spent the weekend with my mum and she made this beautiful shrimp prawn salad. It was absolutely delicious with this seafood sauce and dressing and leaves and avocados and tomatoes and cucumbers. It was so nice and refreshing. And I had sea bass, I had fish, this Greek style fish with it. It was so delicious. I had this dish 2 days in a row, and I loved it so much. And I like to eat a little bit lighter in the summer. I like to eat seafood dishes, light dishes, fish dishes, dishes that are simple, that, I don't spend a lot of time in the kitchen making them. Dishes like this that I'm showing you. It's going to be a very long time from now before I buy lobster ever again or halibut, with the food prices being the way they are. But these are typically the type of dishes that I do like to have in the summer. Quick making dishes. I mean, I really love salads in the summer. They're my, one of my favorite things to have. Light pasta dishes with seafood, lobster or shrimp, and nice fish dishes with a nice sauce. So let me know what your favorite summer dishes are. I also love kebabs. I think that's a great summer dish, and any kind of thing on the barbecue is great for the summer. Hello, my wonderful subs. I hope you are all well. And this podcast is basically about making the right decisions or just making decisions in general. And are our decisions worth it? Another thing I want to say is, does anyone know what Frankie's lawyers have actually done with regard to AD? Because they're the ones who seem to be getting the money. Frankie seems to be getting the donations, but I can't actually figure out or work out what exactly Frankie's lawyers have actually done. If you can enlighten me and let me know, I'd really, really appreciate it. Because I just, when I think about what has Frankie's lawyers actually done, my mind goes completely blank and I can't think of anything. It's almost like my brain goes into some kind of fog. So if Frankie's lawyers have actually done anything in regard to AD, let me know, because it seems to me that Frankie's friends, I say with quotes, in quotation marks, people like Martin and Val and the rest of them, it seems like they do more regarding AD. They do more in going after AD than Frankie's lawyers do. That's just the way it seems to me. I want to talk about the Titan Sub. That involved decision making, didn't it? People, a group of people, a small group of people, decided that they would go and visit the Titanic, and they would get onto a sub that had a lot of question marks about it, but they did it anyway, and they were excited about the prospect of seeing the Titanic wreckage. It's an historical site, and I've heard so many discussions about this. Discussions for, discussions against. I've heard all types of discussions about this. I was very, very hopeful. To be honest, deep down, I knew there was very little in the way of hope, but I wanted to be, I didn't want to be a Debbie Downer on this. I wanted to have some hope about it. And it's very apparent that this vessel was never going to sail. That's basically what happened. And with AD, it seems like, with regard to AD and Frankie, it seems like this is a vessel that's never going to set sail. It's kind of going to do what the Titanic Sub did. There's people working for Frankie, and they're obviously working for free. They're not getting paid. They're not going to get any of the money that he's, getting in his donations. And people have been, donating money to Frankie for years, and yet AD's still here. And the whole point of that, I thought, and you can enlighten me, I thought the whole point of donating money to Frankie was, for AD to disappear. for AD to be, taken down. And it never happened. It's never happened. It's never come to fruition. And I said long ago that I didn't think there was going to be an actual court case in terms of AD and Frankie ever meeting in a courtroom. And every day it looks like I'm right. I just don't see it happening. Now, I always leave room for error. I don't pretend to know everything, unlike some people have claimed. I've never said that I was a legal expertise, and I never said that I was an expert on the Crowd Justice Fund. I just reported what I saw. And what I'm seeing now online is benefiting no one from either side, whether you're for Frankie or not for him. What's happening now is just not benefiting anybody. And all that's happened is AD has remained. And if anyone is benefiting from any of this, it's AD. So are we giving money to Frankie, or people giving money to Frankie for AD to reap all the rewards? Because I don't see how this kind of behavior is helping anyone but him. There are so many discussions for and not for what these men did, and there was talk about safety precautions and whether or not the vessel had been certified, and decisions that Stockton Rush made, Stockton Rush. But I kind of don't want to, I don't want to be kind of holier than thou about this. At the end of the day, 5 brave men went out on the Titan to do something that they thought that they were going to enjoy, to discover something, to learn about something, to research about something. They made that decision, and it turned out in the end not to be the right decision. However, some people might argue that, or say that, they perished doing something that they loved, or they perished doing something good for the greater good. And I'm just going to cut to Frankie here, because I think Frankie has to make a decision. Is he going to continue to drag this out, or is he going to make some kind of announcement or affirmation to say that this case against AD is going ahead, and these are the dates that it's going ahead? Or is he going to say, look, this didn't work out for whatever reason? Because I think it's time for Frankie to make a decision, because I think as long as this court case hangs over the environment, the atmosphere, the community, and people don't know exactly what's going on, there's only been 2 updates. I think this kind of back and forth between the two sides is going to continue. And nothing has come out of it, in terms of nothing has been solved or resolved out of the constant back and forth between the two sides. And I've tried to stand back a little bit from the drama, because I don't want to add any more to it. We can have intelligent, insightful, measured, mature discussions about what we agree with and what we don't agree with. And I try to encourage that on my channel. Or we can just sit there saying, we're better, we're prettier, we're smarter, we're this, we're that. And it doesn't really solve anything. And, people gave Frankie money under the guise, the illusion, ostensibly, so that AD would no longer be around. And AD is still here after all this time. So Frankie should make a decision, as far as I'm concerned, whether he's going to pursue this, what he's been talking about for a long time, this case against AD, or he's just going to say, this didn't work out for whatever reason, because it's gone on for too long now. It's been dragged out like turkey meat. It's time for Frankie to make a decision, time for Frankie to make an announcement, time for Frankie to make a choice. So to summarize, and I come at this trying to be fair and balanced to both sides. I've seen things go on both sides that I'm not a fan of. People in Bam's channel, I respect them, I like them, I speak to them, and I also think that they should be refunded. There's a lot of good people from Bab's channel that are, that I've met along the way. And, they actually donated to Frankie. And for whatever reason, whether it to be Claire Morgan or things that they found out later on, they wanted refunds. They requested refunds, and I think they should be refunded. I know it's probably never going to happen, but, I think that would be the right thing to do. I think when it comes to this case, it's now or never for Frankie. Either pursue this case and get it into a courtroom, or say, hurrah, hurrah, refund people and put an end to all of this. And like I said, I'm coming from this trying to be neutral, trying to be fair, trying to be balanced, trying to be measured in my thinking. And, with love for everyone, I'm trying to be balanced from what I've seen on both sides lately. And like I did watch that video that people have put out of AD singing with this person. That's not positive for Frankie's case at all. So I think it's, like I said, Frankie should either get this done now, or he should just say, I'm going to refund you all and let's just call it a day. That's what I think.